Welcome to the Hunter Report. Who was that camera ninja who was here before? I have no idea, but I have here the Sony a6000, and I have here the Canon M3. It's September 2015. These are the cutting edge of mirrorless cameras. Now, I don't have Nikon, Pentax, Olympus, Fuji represented here, but these are two of the leading contenders. Here is what's going on. Sony is doing some amazing things. They are possibly a year to 2 years ahead of Canon. However, Canon makes most of the lenses and cameras in the world. So you have a very interesting situation going on, which is that there's a lot of Canon lenses, but the Canon mirrorless bodies leave a bit to be desired. The Sony mirrorless bodies are almost as good as a DSLR. Bleh. The Sony bodies are almost as good as a DSLR with the mirror. However, the lens selection for the Sony also leaves a bit to be desired. Another thing that's going on is, do you have existing lenses that are designed for cameras with mirrors? There's an actual interesting thing. The lenses are designed for a mirrored camera for two reasons. One, the backplane of the lens is designed to allow the mirror to flip. So some design changes have to occur. Where I'm getting is that many camera manufacturers are redoing their lenses. This is a Canon 18-55 EF-M lens. There's only 4 EF-M lenses in existence today, but what this is showing is that Canon is probably going to try and get you to buy EF-M lenses. However, bear with me, let me show you what else I have. I have the Canon, look at this. This is the Canon EF, okay, a beautiful 50 millimeter, the brand spanking new STM. And this is the EF to EOS-M adapter. So what we're gonna do here is test the native, okay, the native EF-M lens, which is right here, the 18-55 kit lens. We're gonna pair that up against an adapter scenario, okay, to see just how viable the mirrorless option is. If you have, 10, 15 beautiful Canon lenses, but you want to see in the future if you can use one of these mirrorless cameras, we're going to see how viable that is. And we're going to compare it to the state-of-the-art Sony Doni, maybe ninja style, like that curious ninja who somehow appeared at the beginning of this video. And we're really going to show you the pros and cons of each situation. This is the Hunter Report. My name is Hunter. Please subscribe. Please give me thumbs up. Let's get into some photographic science. Hi guys, the first thing we're going to do is an autofocus test. We're going to focus first on the newspaper, then on the floor, and then back onto the tripod. We're going to do that about 10 times and take an average of the Sony, and then we're going to do the Canon. So let's get started. We're at 1/60th of a second, f6.3, ISO 1250, and we're in AF-S, which means single shot autofocus. We are with the Sony a6000 on the kit lens, which is a native E-mount lens. Let's go. Begin. There to the floor, to the tripod. And now let's speed it up. I'm going to stop talking and get into production mode. Here we go. All right, so you can see that it was pretty good with the Sony. Let's go and compare it with the Canon. So let's just take a look at the Canon here, and let's just do the f-stop. Notice how there's a bit of a lag, okay? Let's do the ISO. Okay, and now this M3 has only been out for a week, but you're noticing that there's a real slowness with the entire operating system. It's possible that a firmware update will be released. However, we are testing the camera as it is. Face select is off. We are in single shot autofocus, and let's go ahead and reproduce that test. I think you're able to see that the Canon system is quite slow and leaving a lot to be desired. Now, that pretty much proves it for me that the Sony right now is about a year ahead technology-wise over the Canon. Now, Canon will catch up, I have no doubt. If you are a professional photographer, this is going to challenge you. But if you're just an enthusiast, okay, somebody with a whole bunch of Canon lenses, and you want to try the mirrorless out, it's a great option. So let's go ahead and let me show you how the adapter works with an existing EF. So this is an EF-M lens, and let's go and just play with the EF adapter and see how that works. So the first thing that we're going to get on is the EF-M adapter. So let me go ahead and take off this EF-M, stands for mirrorless, kit lens. Let's go ahead and put on the adapter. Now, I also have no doubt that Canon will come out with a full frame mirrorless camera somewhere in the next, if I would put money on it, the next 12 to 24 months. They are, as I said, definitely a year behind Sony, resting on their own laurels or going at their own pace. But that's the beautiful thing about the free market. When a company like Sony with the resources to really make an impact, and even Samsung, although Samsung just announced that they're getting out of the game for now. So you got the adapter on. This is the first time I've ever done this. You guys are actually going to see in real time. Lid off of the adapter, and let's go ahead. This is a really beautiful lens, this new 50-1.8 from Canon. Very cost-effective, affordable at $125. DSLR is far from dead, but it is dying, no doubt in my mind. So I'm feeling that same autofocus speed with the adapter, and it will speed up. There's no doubt in my mind that they will eventually get their act together, probably 6 months to 12 months behind Sony. So it's really Canon's race to lose. They're on top, but they've got some work to do, and sure, they're banking on the fact that you've invested however many thousands of dollars into beautiful Canon lenses. I'm still very tempted to invest into the Sony line of lenses as opposed to the Canon. If Canon were to send me, some lenses or an evaluation copy of their next camera, the M4, plus some lenses, I might be more inclined. I have a lot of reasons to stay with Sony or possibly, invest into Nikon, because Nikon too is rumored to have a full frame mirrorless. Canon is clearly a year behind Sony as far as the mirrorless game goes. There's only one kind of autofocus on this Canon. It's called single shot autofocus. There is continuous autofocus, but it's clearly not as fast as the Sony. Now, since I don't own a lot of Canon lenses, I have a decision to make. Do I invest into the Sony line, or do I invest into the Canon line and suffer for 6 to 18 to 24 months while Canon catches up on the body game? That's a serious decision, because I'm only getting into photography now, again, for the first time in 20 years. So I've been sort of out of the technology cycle. So you have to consider that, Canon and Sony, as there's always going to be new customers. You can't just rely on the customers who are locked into your lenses. Just play the game, don't play the players. That's an old saying. Be on top of the game. There's no reason for Canon to be so behind. They're a giant company, they do great work. So check the description below if you're interested in purchasing any of these items off of Amazon. And this is the Hunter Report. Please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up. And I will see you soon with some more theatrical, possibly ninja-oriented, but not necessarily. I might have gotten all the ninja stuff out of my systems. Did I admit to just doing that? Maybe I did. See you soon.